Hello, my name is Angela Padula, and I am the Regional Director of the Downtown LA Back to Bach region. As a cellist, something I am working on is achieving more freedom in my vibrato. So today I'd like to share some exercises and technical concepts that help me add variety to my vibrato through reducing tension. These exercises are things that my teachers have shown me over my years learning cello. Here are 7 stepping stones to achieving a freer vibrato. The first one is this shifting gliss exercise, like this. And then on the other fingers. Although vibrato appears as a rotation of the arm and wrist, like this, on cello it really comes from the larger motion of shifting, like coming from the shoulder. And as I practice this exercise, I'm focusing on maintaining a heavy, almost floppy arm, relaxing from inside my shoulder and extending this relaxation through the elbow and the forearm. While you're doing this, think about a really big motion and feel free to sound as wild as needed to feel totally relaxed. The second exercise is using rotation, deliberate rotation, slowly with the metronome, like this. I'm going to put the metronome on quarter note equals 50. The second, third, and fourth fingers also. In this exercise, we are continuing to decrease the size of the vibrato motion. So in the first one, we are focusing on the big motions from like this, and now we're moving more towards the wrist and just the forearm. So we start slowly, and as we increase the speed of the rotations, it becomes more and more closer to what vibrato actually sounds like when we're playing. And while you're doing this, make sure to stay loose while maintaining a good hand shape and not going all over the place like this. Our third exercise is going to be vibrato on harmonics. This is one of my favorites, and it's from the Cello Mind Technique book. And when I do this, I'm focusing on my hand being very, very light so that my fingers aren't pressed at all on the fingerboard. This exercise, you can do 2 options. Put the finger directly on top of the string and just focus on being totally light. Or you can put the finger in between the 2 strings so that there's contact with the fingerboard, but not any significant pressure. Anytime you are vibrating, but especially while you're practicing these exercises, be sure to keep your thumb in contact with the fingerboard. Not so like this, not like this, because this will help your hand keep a proper shape and avoid excess tension of vibrating in midair with your hand floating. And while you're doing these harmonic exercises, this is a good opportunity to imagine a softness and warmth in your palm right here. And imagine something very soft and delicate that you don't want to crush. For me, I like thinking of a tiny little bunny in my palm while I'm vibrating. The fourth exercise is releasing with vibrato and making sure each finger is independent while vibrating. In this, you think about using vibrato as a way to release the energy in your fingers as a source of momentum for the next note. One of my teachers says that with every note you play, you should be able to release energy through vibrato before moving to the next finger, even if you deliberately choose not to vibrate on a certain note. It also helps make sure your ability to vibrate is equal among each finger. The fifth exercise is a wiggling motion of only your fingers, not using or trying not to use any of your forearm or your wrist. So something to do as an exaggerated exercise and not when actually playing, because vibrato should always come from shoulder, elbow, forearm, wrist in a continuous flow, and it should not originate from the fingers. But this can help increase flexibility in your fingers and help add more options to your regular vibrato. Our sixth exercise is experimentation with a scale or simple melody. So take a scale or simple melody, experiment with using a variety of different vibratos. I like to think about vibrato as a color spectrum with infinite variety. It can be made up of many different combinations of speed, width, and volume of sound. For example, you could play slow and wide vibrato, a fast and wide vibrato, a fast and narrow vibrato, slow and narrow, all while playing soft or loud or anything in between. Seventh exercise is being very aware of our habits when vibrating. For me specifically, I really have to watch out for trill vibrato, like this. This is a horrible example. It sounds horrible, but a proper vibrato. This makes a really big difference because it's just much more free and the sound resonates better. Making a trill while vibrating by pressing another finger next to your vibrating finger, and then using both fingers to vibrate, something very easy to slip into when playing something emotionally intense, so I want a wide, fast vibrato. So the mistake I make is creating superficially big vibrato with these two fingers with the trill rotation. But it really doesn't help me at all carry across the intensity I want and just adds unnecessary tension. This is just one of many possible bad habits that you develop in your vibrato. So, like any aspect of technique, being self-aware and constantly observing your tendencies is one of the most important qualities to improve your vibrato. Technique is not just a set of skills to develop once, but an ability to constantly listen, observe, evaluate, modify your tendencies. Because our playing habits can vary every single day, we have to always stay alert. I hope these exercises help you achieve a more free, varied vibrato. Now I'm going to play the swan, which is simple enough to really focus on my vibrato, but can illustrate the endless possibilities in any piece of music, however simple or complex.